Animals, whether they're dogs or cats or sheeps or penguins or great tits, we all have our own favorite little critters that are inferior to us. But while those animals that I mentioned pose no threat to us humans most of the time, there are other animals like crocodiles, bears, and gorillas that if we were to ever face them one-on-one in a wrestling match, we would die. So naturally, because we don't want to die, us humans are terrified of these creatures. But of all of these animals, there is one that I believe is scarier than the rest that for some reason nobody was scared of as a child. That animal, as you probably guessed by the title of this video, is the hippopotamus. Now I know that may surprise you if you don't know anything about the animal. You're probably thinking, really? The hippopotamus? This fat fuck? They're scarier than crocodiles? Are you serious, bro? And to that I say, yes, I am serious, and also shut up, you dumb baby bitch child. Go back to playing your little kids games like Five Nights at Freddy's and Minecraft. The adults are talking and we play Polar Bowler. But yeah, I'll admit, hippos don't look like the most intimidating animal, but if you ever come face to face with one in the wild and you don't have the No More Hippo, you're fucked with a capital 3. So what makes hippos so terrifying? Well, for starters, they are extremely territorial. They will defend their property from humans and other animals as if they were Andre Vasilevsky in the playoffs. So if you ever get a little too close into a hippo safe space, I would recommend getting ready for war because the hippo already is. Now, most animals have a weapon inside and or on their body meant for combat. Scorpions have stingers, kangaroos have buff-ass legs, and creepers are basically suicide bombers. The hippo's weapon of choice is usually their mouth, and oh god! Look at that! Oh, you looked at it? Cool. Alright, now look at me, dead in my anime profile picture's eyes, and tell me those things are not scary. So yeah, hippos have these teeth called canines and incisors. I don't know which is which. They're apparently the largest teeth that any land mammal has, and they're not used for eating. They're used for the sole purpose of fucking you up. Which they will, because they're very sharp. Oh, but their bite is way stronger than their bark. Hippos have a bite force of about 1,820 psi, which is the strongest bite force of any land animal and the fourth strongest of all animals behind 2 crocodiles and an alligator. If you happen to have any netherite armor on you, guess what? It's useless. The hippo is biting through it like a saltine cracker and there's nothing you can do about it. And before you start thinking you're smart enough to think of something to do about it, a hippo can bite off your head in a single bite, so I suggest you don't get ahead of yourself. Aside from the mouth stuff, hippos can also trample you, gore you, tip over your boat, and drag you into the water. But hey, it's not time to panic just yet because you still have the option of retreating. Getting away from this tub of lard that looks like it's about as fast as a tortoise because they're fat, it should be very easy, right? Oh ho ho ho, you naive buffoon. First of all, tortoises are faster than what you'd expect a tortoise to be. They're still really slow, but like, for a tortoise, you'd expect them to be slower. Second of all, tortoises can't run nearly as fast as a hippo. Hippos can run a whopping 30 miles per hour at max. For context, the average human male speed is 8 miles per hour, so hippos are nearly 4 times faster than a normal man. For even further context, the fastest Usain Bolt ever got was 27.33 miles per hour. Hippos are literally faster than the fastest man to ever run on this planet. So if you've ever outrun a hippo, you didn't. The hippo was just merciful. Oh, and that thing about hippos being fat? Yeah, no, they don't play League of Legends. This isn't the Eric Cartman excuse of being big boned or whatever. Hippos are honest to God not fat. Most of what you assume is the hippo's fat is actually muscle, a shit ton of muscle, and their fat layer is actually pretty thin. AKA hippos are even more muscular than Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, and Muscle Man combined, and Moto is a more accurate representation of hippos than Gloria. You thought hippos were like Richard Watterson, when in reality, they're more like Richard Watterson. Also, for all of you gun lovers out there, their skin is bulletproof. Hippo skin is so extra thick that if you shot a hippo with a gun, it would be barely phased, if at all. Only exceptions are the torso is weak, you can shoot him there, and headshots work as well. Other than that, Bullet Club stands no chance against a hippopotamus. And if that isn't enough to persuade you into not fucking with these guys, how about this? Approximately 500 humans are killed by hippos every year. 500 deaths per year by hippo. That is more than sharks, bears, lions, piranhas, and wolves. Those are all animals that we've been genetically engineered to be scared of by our parents and other stuff, and yet the hippo has killed like more people than all of those guys. The only animals that kill more than hippos per year are crocodiles, humans, dogs, a bunch of insects and worms that I don't consider animals. Fuck scientists, they're vermin, and maybe elephants. Their numbers are like around the same area as hippos. Oh, and let's get back to that first animal I mentioned. What was it? What was it? The crocodile? Okay, yeah, alright, yeah, the crocodile. Crocodiles are one of the few animals we've been trained as children to be scared of that have actually lived up to its reputation, and if there's any animal that you could argue is scarier than a hippo, it would be this boy. They're also pretty aggressive. They kill twice as many per year as hippos. 2 crocs have stronger bite forces than them, and also that death roll. You know the thing where they roll and it has death in the name? Yeah, that's bad. Why on earth would I say a hippopotamus is scarier than one of these reptiles of bloodshed? Well, it's simply simple. It's because, and I'm not joking when I say this, if a hippo and a croc were to fight each other, the hippo would win. Yep, hippos are not frauds. They are not Mickey Mouse champions of Africa. They are as legit as they come. Because hippos are big and round, it's pretty hard for a crocodile to chomp on their body like they would any other critter, so they would have to aim for the legs where it's not as big and round. And even then, the croc's signature death roll? Fucking useless. The hippo is just way too big for that maneuver to be used. Meanwhile, a hippo could easily button spam the same combo, bite, lift, bite, drop, stomp over and over again until the croc was dead. Hell, they might not even need to button spam. In theory, their bite is strong enough to snap a crocodile in half. And to further prove and rest my case, Steve Irwin, famous crocodile hunter, was afraid of hippos himself. Yep, while Steve Irwin wasn't scared of wrestling a crocodile, he was too scared to do the same with a hippo. Now, of course, him being scared of hippos doesn't make them automatically scarier than crocodiles, but I mean, he was a wildlife expert, so, you know. So, in short, hippos would not recommend keeping as pets. They're very aggressive, they have a strong bite, they can run fast, they're on steroids, and they could beat a crocodile in a wrestling match. If all that isn't enough to convince you these things are scarier than Slender Man, then I'm sorry, but you're never gonna know anything about rolling down in the deep. But while I may have hyped these guys up as being unstoppable tanks of nature, in the end, they're just trying to live their best hippo lives, and we shouldn't interfere with that too much. And also, we still outrank them in the animal hierarchy because we've learned their weaknesses, what to do in hippo encounters, and simply put, we're just the better species. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I know this had nothing to do with wrestling, but who knows, maybe you learned something or just found the video funny. Also, I'm probably gonna make 2 more non-wrestling videos. Haha, goodbye!